Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's week 6. It's the main slate DFS. It's Friday Night Lights. Two of my good friends, Willie Walls and the great Swame. Swame, you got the DraftKings sweatshirt on. You're ready to go. Are your picks ready to go?
Doc, first I want to say I'm glad to be back from my one-game suspension. I know folks out there probably weren't even aware. I'm sorry, my one-day suspension. Folks probably weren't even aware. But last week, I mentioned Rashad Bateman and the Ravens. And because of it, the team felt it necessary that I serve a one-game suspension for conduct detrimental. I'm glad that you all are welcoming me back, and I promise to stay away from them ass milk Ravens. Sorry, fans.
Yeah, John Harbaugh is going to Swame's Christmas party. Did you know that, Willie?
Yeah, he will. I mean, he know he's best friends with him. I heard him call, hey, Johnny. I heard him over the phone, trying to say that. He said, "What's up, Johnny?"
Yeah, here he is, right here.
Hey, how you doing? How'd your team do last week? You had to put up like 230 to win.
Well, first of all, let's give it to Swame. Swame did very well in tournaments last week, so I'll let him talk about it. Swame, he did a great job last week. Go ahead and tell him, Swame, what happened last week.
Doc was right there. I think it just came down. It was something that we talked about on the show. If you remember, we talked about pairing the running back with the tight end and the quarterback as opposed to both receivers. And then I couldn't quite resist the temptation of playing.
Oh boy!
So I mean, you better fix your thing. You're coming in and out on us. All right.
All right. My audio?
Yeah.
Oh no. Let's see what's going on here.
All right. Well, Swame's checking out his advanced stuff here. Swame was pretty close though, Willie. He was like one player away from winning.
Yeah. And that Ibuka JSN stack. Brought him closer, and then he had Detroit. He had Ibuka and JSN. They started going. They didn't start out in the first half, but the second half it started catching up. Where they both started getting points. But he also had Detroit's defense that went along with that. During that stack.
Stuck with my Saints.
You mentioned sticking with it, Swame. Do you know what cost me last week? I was all in on. I liked a Sam Darnold and JSN skinny stack. I couldn't find the way to press the button for Sam Darnold. And it cost me because Sam Darnold was great. If you had Sam Darnold with Ibuka and JSN, I'm sitting here in a mansion.
But listen, Sam Darnold has been playing good ball, especially when he does the play action passes. He's really been elite in that. So and JSN is JSN. JSN is averaging like 4.2 yards per route. This is how elite it is. It's so elite that only two people that has been close to one Tyreek Hill in 2023, he averaged 4.75. And the other one, Marvin Harrison, not junior, because he's ass, senior, that averaged like 4.25.
By the way, don't blame Marvin Harrison Jr. The first quarter, he was great. Then they didn't throw him the ball the rest of the game. Drew Petzik is ass. All right, let's get right to it here. Let's take a look at these games. All right, the first game here. Oh, let's talk about those Cardinals. Cardinals and Colts, guys. I'm thinking that Kyler does play. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to go with the assumption that Kyler's playing. You have Marvin Harrison Jr. going back to Indianapolis. Trey McBride really hasn't done a lot. On the other side, we've never seen Daniel Jones really go after it for 4 quarters. Feels like they don't have to. They pull back a little bit. Willie, this game is a 47 total. Are you in or out?
I see it. I mean, some people listen, Warren you could play anytime. Warren is a play. But Arizona has actually been decent against the run. They're only giving up 3.9 yards a run. And even though Mr. Taylor had a great game, but he only rushed for 66 yards, and and he had 3 touchdowns. So they had the turnovers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there are plays in this game, but they're not people that I'm targeting. To be honest with you, in this game. So,
are you targeting Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren is a play. He's always a play, but he's not a core for me in this game. No, I say that he is not a core for me.
Swame, if the Cardinals are playing from behind, McBride is one of those guys who catches a lot of those passes in garbage time. Marvin Harrison is talented, and I mean the Colts' pass defense hasn't been generational. Can you get behind this game?
Yeah, Doc, I think I'm interested in a lot of pieces of this game. I think you named it. I think Harrison's a man of interest. I think, obviously, McBride's a man of interest. Jonathan Taylor, and so it's so many different ways that you can play it. I think I would want to have a piece of this game, probably in most lineups.
So when you say a piece, are you talking one player, 2 players? What are you thinking?
I would like at least a player, but I could see you playing, say, Taylor coming back with McBride, some combination of that, Warren coming back with Harris.
I think Swame has to come back with a new audio. Swame, you got to come back with new audio. You're breaking up again.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have audio. You got ASIO. Jeez.
Is that his Casio? Remember the Casio watches, Willie? All right, let me ask you this question, Willie. Chargers, Dolphins. Chargers have lost offensive linemen, running backs. You got Herbert, right? You got Herbert there. And you've got Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey. You've got Jalen Waddle, Chan. But Vegas thinks this is a low-scoring game. Is this a game that breaks out because the defenses are bad, or is this a game where you like Miami's defense on the cheap?
Yeah, I'm not playing Miami's defense. I mean, I think. I mean, please. I mean, I am not only no, but hell no, I'm not playing that defense. So I just think that this game, man. I mean, the Chargers. I mean, what is getting me when I watch them against the Commanders? Their offensive line is horrible. You know what I mean? They are really bad. And now you lost, an elite runner, and you dealing with Haskins and this other dude that's in there, man. I mean, and now if Quentin is out, like if one of their receivers are out, I can have some interest. You know what I mean? I can have some interest in that. But if all 3 of them playing, it's tomatoes. What you going to get? I mean, nobody's going to give you that elite game that you need to take down a tournament. So I just and another thing, I think Justin after starting out strong has been cheeks in the later game. So for me, no, thank you.
Swame, Willie basically said the right thing there. Where is 200 points the number we're shooting for, Swame? Is that the right number to shoot for each week?
I think so. I think at least 200. I would probably say 210 is the number. Like you have to be shooting for at least 210.
Okay. Can we get 210 in this game? Like, can we find players who can help us get to 210 in this game?
Let me say, if you like Haskins, if you like Waller, which I do, I think it could be, again, some pieces in this game you could be interested in. That's Herbert is just playing so bad. It's
not his fault. It's not his fault.
Yeah, but
you have 2 Pro Bowl tackles who are both out.
Yeah. That
all right. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
My man Chris over here says Chan is sneaky. Is Chan sneaky?
Every week, he's sneaky every week, but
he is. But at his price point, I mean, I just got better backs to go to on this slate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying on that one. So,
Yeah.
All right. Let me give you a game here that nobody's going to like, but I think there's sneaky plays in this game. Cleveland against Pittsburgh. Gabriel did not look terrible last week. I'm not saying to play him. Easy there. Don't give me that look, Willie. But Quinshon Judkins is a guy you can play every week. This guy is good. David Njoku. I mean, look, Gabriel went to Fannin and Njoku 9 times out of his 16 completions. Isaiah Bonds saw 7 targets and was on the cheap. For Pittsburgh, I don't know if I see anybody here that's going to dominate. But Willie, what about a Judkins? What about an Njoku? Can you find some love?
I mean, Judkins is a ball player. He had a long touchdown taken away last week, by a penalty. I think Swame got him in a couple of leagues, so he wasn't the happiest, when he talked about his touchdowns were taken away. He's a player, and it seemed like that Gabriel is a tight end guy, so Njoku is not expensive. He's $3,500, so it's not a bad shot, with Njoku there. And Njoku ran more routes, and his target share was high. So that is not a bad route at all. But that running back for Cleveland could play. But let me tell you something. I think Cleveland's gonna. I think they're gonna hit Mr. Rogers a time or two. That's what I want to see. I want to see how Mr. Fall Down Rogers handles the pressure that's coming to him. So we'll see how that works. So those will be the only 2 people that if I play somebody in the game that I would have interest in playing.
What about you, Swami? I like the players, but they do feel capped. Njoku maybe gets 15 points. Is that going to be enough to take down a tournament? Judkins gets 18. Is that going to be enough? What's enough?
No, and Doc, I'm probably still liking both defenses a little bit more than I'm liking both offenses. The only other play I would throw in there and say is a man of interest might be DK. But I think because his price is he's still got a decent price and he can still deliver a DK type performance. But you can't love it. This feels like a low scoring, AFC North slugfest kind of game. And we might only see 1 touchdown or 2.
All right, let's get to a game I know you guys are going to like. Dallas against Carolina. Now, look, before we get crazy, okay, by the way, Isaac says Fannin Jr. is a cheap bastard throw-in, not a bad move. I agree with that. Now, Dallas, Carolina, you guys were almost very right last week. That Dallas Jet game almost failed until Dallas went up by so much that they just didn't even play defense and the Jets scored some late touchdowns. But Bryce Young is not very good. He plays well occasionally, but he's not a great player. But people want to play Rico Dowdle. People want to play McMillan. They want to play Bryce Young. On the other side, everybody wants to play Dak and Ferguson and Pickens. So, Willie, are you going to play everybody in this game, nobody in this game, or bits and pieces?
Well, the interesting thing is for Dak, Dak, for what they play in cover 3, the 45% that they play in cover 3, Dak is eating that up. He has 123 quarterback rating, 82%, percentage rating, and he's got 5 touchdowns against cover 3. Now, and another guy, Ferguson, against cover 3. Ferguson against cover 3. What's his number? Ferguson has got all 3 of his touchdowns against cover 3. So, those 2 make sense against cover 3. Now, Pickens is also, he's leading the league with 11 end zone targets. You know what I mean? So, he makes sense. But I tell you, the guy that everybody likes that I don't like as much is Bryce Young. Young. I don't like him as much because Dallas plays mostly zone. And this dude against zones sucks. He got one touchdown and 4 interceptions. You know what I mean? So, I like the Dallas side, but man, now I think the sneaky way to stack this game is playing the 2 running backs together. Playing Donald
and Javonte.
Yeah, and Javonte, because listen, let me tell you something. Carolina, man, Javonte had 17 touchdowns, 139 yards the last game. I tell you, man, I just think that's a sneaky way to play this game. Is playing Javonte and playing Donald together. And Donald had a league high 8 missed touchdowns. Donald going against his old team, you know what I mean? And he jumped off the page. Donald was running his tail off, man.
But will he be over-owned because of how dominant he was last week?
I think so. I think he'll be over-owned, but I'm gonna have a share. I'm just saying I'm gonna have some of Dotto, but he won't be like Dotto was in most of our lineups. He was in mostly every lineup that we had last week.
Right.
But he's 5,800. So I'm not gonna have like I had him last week, but I'm gonna have a share of Dotto.
So Swame, I always say this. In redraft leagues, you play Rico Dowdle. You don't even question it. You play him. But in DFS, I don't know if I'm playing Rico Dowdle. He's going to be very highly owned. People are going to expect the revenge narrative. Dallas's defense sucks, blah, blah, blah. We get all that. But if Dallas gets out to a lead, is Rico Dowdle going to be in there? Or is Bryce Young going to be throwing in the second half?
Doc, hear me and hear me good. First, Walls is way too big to be sitting on any fence. It will likely snap. Hear me and hear me good. Rico Dowdle, Rico Dowdle, Rico Dowdle. The film don't lie. He made the offense look better. Even when he lined up outside, they played him in 5 wide. They got him the ball out when he was outside of the hash. Don't overthink it. Last week we thought the same thing. His ownership was going to be high. I couldn't convince Walls. I said, I don't know, Walls. Walls said his Joker ownership going to be, it was 18% in the big game. People still didn't believe it. I think this week they're going to find reasons to say, I won't play as much Rico Dowdle. When the truth is, the way he's running, the way he looked, and against this defense, don't overthink it. Play Rico Dowdle. And coming back, if you don't play anything else, you play this Jake Ferguson guy. I keep telling folks he is absolutely the number one guy in this offense. They can't cover any tight end whatsoever. Don't overthink it. Other than this other Jake that we have some interest in, Doc, at tight end, do not overthink it. Those two guys should be in most of your lineup.
I totally agree about Ferguson. I mean, Darren Waller was on a great game until they stopped throwing him the football. Right in the first half, didn't he go like 5 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown? And then it was like, oh, let's throw the ball to anybody else but Darren Waller. So love that, Mike McDaniel. Love it. All right. Here's a game that's interesting here, Willie. Seattle and Jacksonville. I think people are going to be saying the following. Jacksonville's coming off an emotional Monday night game against Kansas City. Seattle's coming off a bad loss there. But you've got a West Coast team traveling East Coast playing the early game. Is this a defensive struggle, or is this a game where we're paying up for JSN? We're paying down for Hunter Long. Are we in on ETN? What are we doing here?
The guy, I got it. First of all, I'm not playing no Seattle running backs. No, thank you. That thing is too split. No, thank you there. But JSN is a man of interest. he is a man of interest. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, anybody that's averaged 4.2 yards per route. Now, the thing about it is what we have to get that game where they throw the ball enough. And that's the only thing I can say about JSN, because his average routes running game is not like where you normally where the elite is, because he only averaged like 23 or 24 routes a game. You know what I mean? So I would like his routes to be up, but listen, that dude right there, man, is special. He is special, and when they do that play action pass, man, I mean, this JSN is special. So I definitely have interest in JSN, for sure.
What if the game is 23-20? Does that take away from JSN if he goes 7 for 118 and a touchdown, or do you take your 25 points and take it to the bank?
I mean, I just think that he's a man of interest. I mean, but in this game here, that's the guy that for Seattle that I have interest. I'm still not sold on Lawrence. I saw what happened when he ran in for 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? I see that, but it's still I still see some things where now it depends on Seattle's defense. Now, what helped out in that Tampa game is Seattle lost about 5 starters in the game. Now, do you know if their starters are coming back? Are they back this game? Do we know?
Please hold. Please continue to hold.
Derek Hall is out. Josh Jones is out.
Witherspoon is doubtful. Julian Love is doubtful. Rick Woolen is doubtful. So, yeah, it's a mess back there. It's a mess.
Ooh.
And yes, Swami's right. Hall is out too. So you got 3 guys in the secondary who are likely out. Josh Jobe is not great. It's not good.
Well, I will say this then. A guy that I don't like saying his name because he has been total cheeks, but he finally had a spark of life. Brian Thomas, can he be in play? Can Brian Thomas do something this game?
What about Travis Hunter? Swami says no.
No, thank you. I agree. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you on Travis Hunter.
What about this game, Swami? Is this a sucker game or are you in on it?
I like the game, Doc. I see the caution, right? Because both defenses have been kind of, they've been playing some decent ball. But this feels like a game. I'm going to go with Vegas on this. This feels like a game that could possibly go over. We could see where, especially with all the folks that they got banged up on the Seattle side, we know that obviously he struggled some, Doc Lawrence. But if he can get going, again, ETN is a thinking man of interest. We also know that Thomas could be in play. I'm not mad at Travis Hunt. I just don't think they're trying to get the ball to him enough in the right spots. But I do like the fact that I think they'll be able to move the ball. And you've seen that Jacksonville, their defense, they're making plays and they are getting after the quarterback. But I think the Seahawks will come in there and try to throw the ball around and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. So I feel like this game could be one of those sneaky games that could go over, and I'm definitely interested in pieces from this.
Can we play Puka and JSN together?
The caution, we haven't talked about Puka yet, but the caution is the Ravens are so bad. Will Puka be weighing that fancy Rams windbreaker by the third quarter and slapping fives on the sideline of goal?
So let's talk about that, guys. So the next game that I'm going to talk about is the Rams against Swami's Ravens. The Rams should be putting up 4 touchdowns this week, minimum. Now, what happens if Kyron Williams gets 2? What happens if Devontae Adams gets 1? I'm not saying not to play Puka Nacua. I'm just saying you're spending top dollar on Puka Nacua, Willie. And if he doesn't do something, maybe he catches 2 touchdowns. I don't know. The Rams are going to put up 34 points this week.
Listen, so the Ravens are such a different team without Lamar. Since 2019, without Lamar, they averaged 4.9 yards per play. 4.9 yards. 29th since 2019. Now, when he in the game, 6.1. Second. So that's how elite Lamar is. So that being said, listen, Kyron Williams, if I had to have a Ram that I'm more interested in, for the first time, and I hate to say this because we've been playing Puka every week. This might be the week that I'm gonna have to sit Puka down, to get games that are going to be more competitive. I'm not saying that the Ravens not going to be competitive, but
yes, you are. You're saying the Ravens are not going to be competitive. Just say it.
I'm saying it for sure.
They are allowing 157 total yards to backfields. You got to remember, they allowed 131 yards to KC's backfield, which is ass, in a touchdown. And they allowed 121 yards to Houston's backfield, which is assy too. You understand what I'm saying? So you got what they do is they run they call it a map gap run theme that they run. And Kyron Williams runs like 43%. Guess what the Ravens give up against that? 8 yards per carry.
Oh, woo.
They get killed with 4 touchdowns. You find what I'm saying? So if I had to have an interest in this game for sure, it's Kyron Williams. Because the Ravens, I don't even know who this team is. The Ravens, normally when you go in Baltimore in the crab cake, you get knuckles, you get everything. But I'm still having a hard time grasping this because the Ravens are so good, and I know if Lamar come back, they could be better. But I'm just telling you, against that map gun, and this is what the Rams, what they run, man, the Ravens are in trouble against that run game.
Swami, you are the Raven reporter, right? You are the guy. So you know your team better than anybody. What's going on out there in the big crab cake?
Hey, thanks for throwing it to me there, Doc. I'm here on the field, and let me tell you the things that Walls didn't want to say. I'll go ahead and say it. We have had struggles at the coaching, specifically the head coaching position, for a very long time. Players can cover it up, especially great players. But what you'll find out and what you'll see is that when those players are not in the game, great coaches, they continue to win, their teams continue to play. San Francisco, you can't even tell. They got their entire team is in a tub except for McCaffrey. Yet they're continuing to play ball. They continue to play hard. They're continuing to win. These good teams find a way to win, regardless of who's in there, because they've coached the team up, they prepare well, and they make in-game adjustments. When you don't do any of the three, you look how we look. When you don't have great players like Ray Lawson, Ed Reed, you don't have great players like Lamar Jackson, you are exposed miserably, and that is what you're seeing in Baltimore. Back to you, Don.
All right. Thank you there, Swami. Appreciate that. Who are you playing, Swami?
So I think I like Kyron Williams a lot. If I was, doing a tipsy pick, shout out to you, Danger. I would take Blake Corum for 2 touchdowns because it just feels like he's somebody who is the most likely to be in the game, running the ball, getting time in garbage time, which this is likely to be. I just don't think the Ravens will put up much of a fight. We got to hope that Puka or Kyron all get it in early. First 2 drives, they get it all before the game gets out of hand, which I think it could quickly. If you get lucky in this one, maybe you get the 2 or 3 touchdowns that they score early before they out of the game.
That was a really good call with Blake Corum. That, to me, a Blake Corum touchdown, you're not going to get great odds on it, but it's a smart bet. Because if this game is out of control, you're definitely going to see Blake Corum. All right. Here's a game that I think may fly under the radar. Patriots and Saints. The Saints run a lot of plays, and they're not that bad. Beat the Giants pretty badly last week. Patriots, Drake May looks good. You don't have Gibson anymore. Diggs look good. You've got Henderson and Stevenson. Willie, Olave may be in play. Shaheed, my boy Shaheed, it could be in play. What do you think in this game, or are you just not loving it?
I'm not loving it. I mean, Drake May could play, period. Anywhere he could play, and I think Diggs is coming up and is a man of interest. But I know what she did last week. I get it. That was against the Giants. I'm gonna tell you what. This is where Swami's talking about being coached up. This New England team is being coached up. You could tell that he's a coach. They have a different mentality this year. So. But for me, for DFS wise, I mean, I might have interest in May, but I'm not best quarterback on the slate. Okay, if you say so.
Dr. Permar says.
Yeah, I know.
He says, look, play volume, pace up game, shootout. I agree with all those things. But let me give you. Permar makes the point. Do you play Taysom Hill if there's no Alvin Kamara?
No, you go at the other back, but you don't run against New England now.
I know.
See,
so do you play Olave?
Man, Olave. No. I mean, because he is better. Listen, man, I'm tired, boss. Of the 50 yards, he gets 12 tackles, give me 50 yards and give me 6. Come on, Olave. I mean, I think this New England team, you saw how they played against Buffalo in Buffalo.
Played well.
You know what I mean? They played well. So I know they're in there. I just think this game is going to be a type of game. So I'll let Swami take all the pieces in this game. He can have them. No, thank you for me.
Swami, give me the pieces in this game.
Doc, unfortunately, 2 negatives do not make a positive. I don't know why folks think 2 bad teams mean shootout. 2 bad teams do not mean shootout. Last week, I know everybody's raved. I got beat up by my cousin and his friends. They said, oh, you talked about how bad the Saints were. I said, remember, we had 187-yard play, and the offense didn't score any more that game. They kicked a bunch of field goals. Said the rest of the way, Shaheed, we loved him because he paid off for us fantasy-wise, but he had 3 catches for about 25 yards or 30 yards. That was it. So they had 1 play that we took out of that game. We'll be lucky if they get that play this week. New England is playing better than what people might think. I Saints also can't stop the run. If New England don't turn the ball over, this will be a game that the clock, it might be one of the first games that's over with. The clock will be constantly running as they just pound these guys right on down the field, keep the Saints off. They'll 3 and out a few times, can't get anything going. This will be a snoozer, Doc. No thank you.
All right, let me give you the no thank you game of the week. The Titans and the Raiders. I do think Ashton Genty is a start. I mean, you're going to have to really pry this guy out of my lineups because I want to put him in. My only problem with Genty is if I get 90 yards and a touchdown, it may be enough to cash, but it's not going to be enough to win, right? He's not going to give me numbers to win, I don't think. I could be wrong. So Swame, Calvin Ridley had a good game last week. Genty's been good. There's no Bowers. Is this Trey Tucker? Is this Jacoby Myers literally torched every lineup I had last week? Thank you, Jacoby. I thought he was a friend of the program. He's not. I mean, what do we do here?
I mentioned Ridley myself. I said Ridley's believe it or not this week, Doc. He is an outside man of interest, and I only say that because if this means they're starting to get it going again, if you take the big catch and the stuff he was doing late for most of the game, he hadn't done much, and that offense hadn't done much. They got some breaks in that game to include, I'm gonna say the Cardinals just falling apart there at the end. So the takeaway is just the Cardinals let all 3 running backs get in there and do whatever they wanted to do. So you got to love Genty. There's no reason for the Raiders to throw the ball a whole lot in this game. They should pound it with him, give him the ball 25 times, let him have probably his best game of the season, and then get out of there. But if you were to take anybody coming back, you could consider. I don't like it, Ridley, or maybe even a Kongwu, but I don't like it. It's Genty, and then leave the rest of it alone.
Willie, if you have 100 teams, how many have Genty in them?
Probably. Well, I never have 100 teams, so I would never
20,
have.
you have 20 teams.
20 teams. If I had 20 teams, he would be in 10. You know what I mean? I'll be playing him. And this is the reason. This was Houston's backfield before they played, but this was Houston's backfield before they played this team. But they woke up. Got 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now, and then he go Arizona's backfield before they play this team. And this is what Bam. This is Diaz Cardo. This is what Mr. Carter. 178 yards and 2 TDs. And it should have been 3 if it wasn't for dum-dums. You understand what I'm saying? So, listen, one thing that I like about Ashton Genty, what he's doing now, they giving him the ball in the pass plays too. You know, they throwing him the ball. So I just think that he's definitely a man of interest. This guy can ball. And I just think that he's definitely a play against this defense. This defense they give up 5.2 yards per carry. Okay, so they're horrible against the run. So I just think that this is a good spot for Ashton this week.
It's a great spot. All right. Let's get to the next game here, which I think is the sneakiest game on this slate, guys. I do. 49ers and Bucks. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The Bucks defense is not great. So what happens is you can't run on the Bucks. So if you can't run on the Bucks, you're throwing. Now, if you're throwing well, what do the Bucks get to do? Match it up. This is why Baker and Egbuka and all these guys are playing so well, because Baker's throwing the ball. So I see a world where Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings, Jake Tonjes, Baker, Rashad White, Egbuka Swame. These are Cade Otton. There's a lot I like. I think this game goes over just like last week's game did in Seattle.
I would like it more if Mr. Jennings found it in his heart to sit out one more week, because then I could concentrate fully on my man JT, and maybe even Mr. Bourne. But I think Mac Jones is playing well. I think McCaffrey, he's obviously always a man of interest. It's just a matter if he get the touchdowns so that you get the value out of him. And then on the other side, Emeka, Mr. Abuka. Abuka, roll call. He is continuing to play well, Doc, every week. And I think this is another good spot for him to be in, especially as long as those guys are out. And now, Godwin is going to be out. Bucky's going to be out. I just think it's all him. He's going to get most of the usage for good reasons. And I think, they'll find ways to get him the ball. This game will be very interesting. I agree with you, Doc. The way Baker's playing, he's putting his team on his back. They're at home. This game feels really good. This is what I want to watch, and I definitely want pieces of this game for sure. No question.
Willie, I love Baker, but maybe Mac Jones is interesting this week.
Yeah, only thing is, I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to blitz the hell out of Mac Jones. So even though I like Matt Jones, and Matt Jones has been a trooper, he's been a trooper. But the people that I like in this game, I love the tight end for them. Is it Tongue? What is it? Tongue? Tonges. Man, Tonges is a player. I love him, and I think the guy that I'm going to be very interested in is going to be Mr. Jennings. I think Mr. Jennings is going to play this game. Dewan Jennings, I think, is going to play this game, and everybody will look towards last week and see, and see what Matt Jones' friend did last week. And I think because remember when Mr. Jennings is in there, he's that number one receiver.
Yes,
he is the number one receiver, and you're getting him at a great discount at 4,800.
I'm just concerned he didn't practice fully this week, and being a game time decision with an ankle. I didn't like that with the Chiefs wide receivers on, Monday. That's
what makes it a GPP play.
Is Christian McCaffrey a must play?
I'm not going to say that, man.
I wouldn't say a must play, Doc. He's a good play.
Yeah, I'm not saying a must play.
He could have. What if I tell you he gets 40 yards rushing, not much, but he catches 10 passes for 60 yards? I just gave you 20 points. What if he hasn't had a rushing touchdown this year? What if he has a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown? This was the had to have it play of the week.
Yeah, but he, but we also almost get those games from a Gente at 6,900. He's 84. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
And those 2 touchdowns would just give him 28, Doc, based on those yards, and that's even with 6 catches.
Is 28 not going to be enough to win?
At 84, that 84 gonna hurt you. You gotta make it up someplace else. He's got to go for a 30 plus.
Yeah, he's got to be a 30 burger. And with this Bucks team, man, I and their line has been suspect in blocking. Man, he got no room.
He has no room.
He has no room. I mean, you saw that with Philly last night. Philly's offensive line sucks. You look at Barkley. They are up on a line, and this was against the Giants. And I see the same thing for San Francisco. They are not run blocking well. So that's why I like, the people I like is on the passing end.
No, I like the passing game. I like McCaffrey in the passing game.
Yeah.
All right. Eric asked a quick question here. Flournoy, Mason Taylor, or Thornton. I'm going to say Mason Taylor just because, a tight end against Denver is not a terrible idea. All right. I think we've got one more game here, guys, to take a look at. And this is the Bengals and Packers. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love, Willie, Romeo Dobbs, Tucker Kraft, Joe Flacco's there now. Jamar Chase, not 100%, but, Chase Brown, we got guys. How many Green Bay Packers is it going to take to win a tournament?
I don't know what Willie's doing over there, Doc.
The guy I like more than anybody in this game is Mr. Jacobs. He is going to be a core for me. I just think that he is going to have his way, and they're getting 2 of their offensive linemen back. 2 of their starting offensive linemen are coming back to the fold. Green Bay, and is
he a must play, Willie?
See that this is the guy I would take over McCaffrey at a discount. Okay, McCaffrey's 8,400. He's 7,300. You understand what I'm saying? So I just think that and I think Chase. I'm gonna take a couple swings with Chase, But I'm gonna tell you something. I think Green Bay is gonna go after Flacco's ass. Because that Cincinnati line is horrible.
Horrible.
They are horrible. And then you're bringing an older guy who's gonna get hit up, who everybody think he's gonna be the savior. Man, he might get they gonna knock the hell out of him. And bad as Green Bay look too against Dallas, the way they look defensively.
I just got a text, Doc, from my grandmother. She asked Willie, so does that mean yes or goddamn no? He just did a bunch of hemming and hawing. He asked you a direct question. Is he a must play? Is that a yes or no?
I told you yes.
No, you did not.
I did. I said yes. I love Josh Jacobs.
So, Willie, on 20 lineups, how many have Jacobs and Genty?
Well, Jacobs and Genty will probably be 14 or 15.
Swami, what are you doing in this game?
I love Jacobs. I think he's a good play. The Bengals, I don't think are, scaring anybody but what they're doing. I like Love. I like Kraft. I don't know so much about any receivers. I think they'll continue to move it around. Obviously, Dobbs has kind of emerged. It's the other side where the concerns are. It's well documented how I feel about Joe Flacco. I don't know if him moving teams, he didn't play that well when he played against the Packers a couple of weeks ago. I just don't know what we're going to get. Then you take the fact that Chase is kind of banged up. Maybe you could like Brown. He's like the king of dumping it off. So Brown, you could look, the Chase Brown might get, 7, 8 targets out the backfield.
Yeah.
And if he could get a late score, he becomes a man of interest. And as much as I like Jacobs, I still got the same concern that if this game is out of hand, they love to play the guys behind Jacobs. But again, if it's so much of an if, because we know if Flacco could just do anything, just move the ball a little bit.
Swami, I want to talk to you about what you just said. Jacobs has 13 carries for 80 yards, right? But Love throws one to Dobbs. Love throws one to Kraft. Love throws one to Wicks. They kick a field goal. They're up 24-3 in the third quarter. Josh Jacobs finishes with 8 points. And you didn't take down a tournament.
No, and that's what Willie was saying. Thank goodness I got those other 6 lineups. That's what he'll be texting right at that time.
But see, what they do is they actually run the ball more in the second half, and I just think that's what they're going to do.
But it may not be Josh Jacobs out there. Swami could be right. Maybe it's Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks because they're up by 20.
I think Josh Jacobs is going to light him up. I think he's going to light him up in this game because Cincinnati's run defense is horrific. And I just think that this is a game and he's healthy and he's coming out. So I love Josh Jacobs. That's all. I mean, I love Josh Jacobs this game. But to your point about, I can say this about Love. But they're too often when he doesn't get pressure, man, the guy is 87% when you don't get pressure in this guy. And Cincinnati do not get their pressure rate is 28%. It is horrible, their pressure rate, So, it could either be Love going for some points with 3 touchdowns, but I think it's going to be that's why I like Josh Jacobs in the backfield because he's a spreader. He could throw 2, 3.
All right, so let's do 3 things. 1, we'll do a stack. 1, we'll do a cheap bastard, and 1, we'll do the play of the day. All right, Swami, $100 bill. Who's the stack?
I think I'm gonna go with. I think I want to go with a sneaky stack this week, Doc, because I was thinking about the 49ers, just so you know. Jawan Jennings, I think he kind of messed with that a little bit. But I'm not mad at, again, Jones, McCaffrey, and JT. But that's not the one I want to give you. I want to give you something a little sneaky. I want to go with ETN, Lawrence, and Thomas. Coming back with JSN.
ETN, Lawrence. I like it.
I'll be a little sneaky.
Willie, which is your, stack?
I think this is going to be one that people don't want to play. And there's 2 running backs in the same game. And I already gave you a preview of it. I think Javonte Williams going against Rico Dotto in the same game. I think that's an interesting way to be different when everybody else. And you can add Dak to it, so you get all the passing yards and you get all the You get all the passing yards and you get all the rushing yards. But
You
Javonte
see
Williams,
again, Doc? He redefined stack. You said stack. He made
I
it
said
seem
sneaky.
when-
No, I mean it is what it is. It is what it is.
yeah, I mean, it's now if I want to go for the other kind of snack, I mean, I like Tunjay, and I like him going.
Who's Tanjay? Is he French?
Tunjay, Tongs,
Tanjay. No, it's Tanjus.
Tunjus. I like I like Tunjus and Abuka. I like those two. I like them.
Stop adding letters or taking letters away. It's just
Oh my God, crazy. All right, my sneaky stack. Not this. I'm probably not playing it, but I want to. All right, Chris Prentice says Geno Myers to make up for last week. I see it. I've got one that's similar but different. Okay, Kyler, Marvin Harrison, McBride, 3 guys who failed last week in a game that maybe is more competitive this week. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. All right, Willie.
I like it.
Cheap bastard play of the week.
I got 2. And I ain't even I told you, I'm on Juwan Jennings this game. I love Juwan Jennings in this game.
Okay.
And Swame can't stand this guy because you sent Trey Tucker.
I like Trey Tucker.
I like Trey Tucker.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a cheap bastard, but I mean,
thanks.
Is that your balls to the walls call from Willie Walls?
No, it's Trey Tucker because
no. Is that your cheap bastard or your balls to the walls?
No, my balls to the walls is going to be Juwan Jennings because nobody wants to play him because he's coming off an injury and nobody wants to play him. And I think I like Juwan Jennings.
I like it. All right, Swami says, give me 2. Give me a cheap bastard and give me a Swami says.
I think my cheap bastard is going to be Willie Walls. But I'm sure that's not what you meant. So this week,
very French Willie Walls, Tangier.
I got one I want to go with. It's sneaky. It's real sneaky. I'm taking a chance here, Palma, but just know cheap bastard isn't core plays. It is us going deep into and thinking about who got a chance to do something. I think I want to go with Mr. Judy this week. Nobody likes him.
Jerry Judy.
Nobody likes him. He's not doing anything to make you think anything about him. But at some point, the quarterback he's got to get it going. He's going to have to throw the ball outside of the numbers. He's going to have to throw the ball downfield at some point. This could be the game.
Let me give you an actual cheap bastard, Hunter Long.
I like Hunter Long
for Jacksonville. 25.
Right, I like Swami's Blake Corum. My super cheap bastard play, Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue. What if Javonte Williams fails? What if he pulls a hamstring and Jaden Blue's the lead back?
Hey!
What if?
Don't be pulling that hamstring.
If it was a fifth, right? We'd be all drunk. All right. My 2 other plays. I like Keenan Allen. To be sneaky this week, and I like Travis Hunter to be sneaky this week. I think these are 2 guys where they're going to see a lot of pressure, and they got to get rid of the ball quickly. And those are the guys that you throw the ball to on the 5-yard and go. So maybe one. I just don't know if either of them hits, but I don't hate them.
Browns defense at 2,500. I like them a lot. I think you can't go wrong with them this week. They're in a good spot.
What about Jaden Blue's $1,100 Louis Vuitton cleats? Willie, if you win $1 million, will you buy a pair of Louis Vuitton cleats?
Well, first of all, I don't know Louis or Vuitton. Hell no, I ain't buying none of that stuff right there.
Swami, would you buy Louis Vuitton cleats if you were and walk around the casinos in Vegas with them if you won $1 million?
That is unlikely, and not because I'm as cheap as Willie. Just not my thing.
Just not his thing. I get it. I'm with you. I get it. All right, so there you have it. Check out drroto.com for our DFS cheat sheet that'll be out sometime tomorrow, early Sunday. Listen tomorrow morning to Fantasy House Calls from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern. And, of course, check out our Discord channel on Sunday mornings where we answer every question to help you win in redraft, prop betting, and DFS. All right. For Willie Walls, the great Swami, and Dr. Roto, we say be well and Take
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.